heading back to trail in the back of a pickup truck. Just a quick video, and then I'll put my phone away. The trail is rocky and green and lush and beautiful. It's very green in through here. It's been a pretty gentle morning so far, mostly downhill. So that is nice for me because that's easier for me than the climbs. So a couple of things. One is I'm really nervous about my phone and using my phone, and especially because the AT is wet. I can't really afford to replace it. It's an older phone. And the second thing is that I found this year a lot of the socialization is happening in the hostels. So many people are staying at hostels, and I think maybe more so than in years past. They're more accessible, there are more of them, and the social aspect is why I'm hiking, but I can't really afford to do it. So as much as this makes me uncomfortable, I'm asking for my subscribers to help. I mean, even if each one of my subscribers donated $1, that would make a tremendous difference in my hike right now. And so I could buy a new phone, or I could stay in more hostels. Yeah, it would make a difference. So if you're finding any benefit to following along, any benefit at all, and you want to contribute, I would greatly appreciate it. There are 2 ways you could do that. One is through Venmo. One is through Buy Me a Coffee, which is very similar. They both take part of the donation. I don't know which one is more, but I would love that. So I'll put the links in the description. And yeah, thanks. So if you're wondering why I would ask for help for a new phone, yesterday when I was up in the clouds, I got iPhone unavailable message on my phone, and I turned it off and turned it on a few times, but it took 2 hours for the phone to work again, even after coming out of the fog. And so yesterday there were about 6 hours at least of trail that I didn't get to record or show you or anything. And there were some really beautiful things. So with a new phone, I wouldn't be afraid, and you wouldn't miss out on those things. And I'd be able to have those memories too. And why would I ask for help with hostels, as they seem like not part of the trail, maybe? Well, last night when my phone died, I panicked and needed to get to safety. And so I booked a hostel stay. Luckily, somebody was at the shelter that I stopped at, and they called in for me. And even though when my phone started working, I hesitated and felt like I spent money I didn't have, I also didn't want to back out because they were full, and I didn't want to take somebody else's spot. And so I went to the hostel, and I met some fabulous people. It was really fun. And I'm glad I did that. And the group that was there is hiking on, and they're staying in another hostel tonight. And I just can't do that. And that's happened to me a lot on trail, actually, where people have stayed at hostels and I've been out on trail by myself. Or even yesterday, had I been on trail and had there been other people around, nobody would have been out and about because it was raining. So the social aspect is really an element of this trail that I want to record and I want to experience, and I'm just not set up to do that. So that's why I would ask. And even though it makes me uncomfortable, I'm going to. So there you go. So this was in the hiker box at the hostel, and I like Kate's Real Food Bars. The reason I didn't pack them in my resupply is because they are oat-based, and I have oatmeal for breakfast. So I try to really mix up my nutrition, and since I already have oats, I stay away from oat-based bars. But this is in the hiker box, so I get a treat. And I didn't have oatmeal this morning. I had waffles from the hostel. Another nice thing about Kate's Real Food Bars is you can get them in the grocery stores, some of them, and also at the Outfitters. They're not very high in protein, but they did just come out with a new protein bar. I just got an email about it, and so if I see them, I'll definitely try it. Look at the color. It's incredible. And I think the sun is coming out. Blue skies, at least for a moment. So what am I thinking about today? Well, see these little things? I think they look like bath sponges. And I know that we use loofahs and things like that in the bath, and now everything is made with synthetic materials and microplastics, unfortunately, or like the pine cones that I keep seeing are walnut shells. I know that the natural products have those types of things as exfoliators, and then there's products out there with, again, microplastics. It's just unfortunate because I think nature provides us everything that we need, and then we try to find a cheap solution to it, and in return, the end result is that we destroy nature and ultimately ourselves. Having a quick snack, leftover waffles from the hostel and some almond butter. So if you're wondering how much it costs to stay at a hostel, you can usually camp on property if the property is out in the middle of nowhere for $15 to $20. For a bunk room, it's usually $30 to $40. And for a private room, it's usually $75 to $95. Sometimes they offer shared semi-privates, and those vary all over the place. Some hostels, the pricing includes a shuttle to the hostel. Sometimes it's more. And usually those are specific pickup locations. Sometimes the hostel offers free laundry or you have to pay for it. Same with showers. And then, let's see, what else? A lot of people, when they go to hostels, just like last night, they have a little food section with frozen pizzas and ice cream sandwiches and sodas and things like that. It's very overpriced. I saw some people that probably spent an additional $40 in food just for the evening, not including what they bought for resupply, taking out the next day. And then if a hostel is located in a town, often there are shuttles for additional money or sometimes free to and from the town. And so a lot of hikers go out to eat at the local restaurants. So when I have stayed at hostels, I save money by staying in the bunk room and trying to choose hostels that offer the laundry and showers and stuff like that for free. I take advantage of the hiker leftovers in the refrigerator. So when people come to town and they leave food, like yesterday I got some hard-boiled eggs and made some egg salad. Now, I had to use one of my wraps, which I was planning on using for lunch over the next couple of days. But since the hostel offered free waffles for breakfast, I made an extra waffle and brought it out here so that I can use it as my wrap. So there are ways to save money, like taking advantage of the hiker box. And that for me is a lot of fun because I can find different things to take that I wouldn't have maybe purchased in the store, and test them out. Now, because of my getting sick and dietary stuff, I'm really specific about what I'll bring out. But I definitely take a look in the hiker box. So just general costs and ways to save money at hostels. I'm coming down to a road, which means I made really good time this morning, maybe even 10 miles before noon. But a lot of that is due to the fact that it is has been mostly downhill, and I do much better on the downs. And the temperatures haven't been bad either. So I am going to sit and wait at this road for the rest of the hostel hikers, I guess that's what I'll call them, and see what their plans are. I know a couple of them thought that they weren't doing well today and may get a ride out at this road. But I think a couple more are hiking on to the next road. So I'm gonna try to stay with them. I've been thinking about it a lot, and my number one desire for this trail was connection and community. And if that means I have to end my through hike short because I'm out of funds from staying at hostels, so be it, I guess. And I also want to believe that the trail provides, and so have faith and hope that it'll work out just fine. I'm still trying to figure out what I can and cannot eat. So last night at the hostel, someone bought one of those freezer pizzas and had a couple pieces left. And I ate those and did not feel good. So freezer pizza is off the list. And then this morning, I had an electrolyte packet. Well, it was a vitamin packet from the hiker box. And it had something in it that didn't sit well. I'm thinking it might be the citric acid. I know that electrolytes often include that, and so I'm gonna steer clear from that. It could also be what's causing me with a pizza, because often pizza sauce has citric acid in it as well. So those are things I'm staying away from. Whoops. Can't talk and walk. In addition to staying away from corn syrup and really high, like fructose things. Even honey does not sit well. The Rise bars that I love so much with only 3 ingredients, one of the main ingredients is honey. And although I'm still eating them, they don't sit as well as some of the other bars. And I think it's the fructose in the honey. So those are just a couple of dietary updates, and I'm sure there'll be more as I continue to try to incorporate some different foods along the way, along this journey. I love the change in the feel going in through these rhododendron tunnels. It cools down. It gets really dark. And then you come out into the sunlight. And then back in again. Coming up to a view. I'm gonna take these in while I can. I'm gonna be coming into the green tunnel with spring coming. And there won't be many of these. Well, I'm guessing that there'll be less opportunities to have views. Or maybe they'll just be more prominent because they'll be the exception rather than the rule. I'm really enjoying the view. It's really been a nice afternoon. There was some drops of rain, but now, as you can see, the sun has come out. About 3 more miles left for today. There's a lot of burned trees, burned or diseased or something. Very interesting experience at this soon-to-be hostel. Nothing is really set up yet. There's, I don't know, 10 of us all sprawled out. We are drying stuff out, hanging off vehicles on a makeshift line. Looks like it's gonna be pouring again soon. Some of the hikers went to grab food, and some of us are here. Didgeridoo is turning his house into a hostel, and this is his first season. It's not even ready yet, but he's taking us all in because of the big storm, and that is awesome. Today's been weird, really weird. So, wow, it seems like forever ago. Started off at a different hostel, rode in the back of a truck to the trail. It was actually a great day on trail. The terrain was mostly descending, and so, yeah, it wasn't too bad. There was rain in the forecast, but only 15%, and that 15% was crazy. Got soaked within minutes and made it to the parking lot where we were picked up by a passed through hiker, actually a triple crowner, who is building a hostel. And so there are a bunch of us here, and it's not finished, it's not ready, but we are out of the rain. All of our gear is wet and it is being dried, sort of, but more rain is coming, so who knows. It's just a weird situation, one that I won't forget for sure. So ending the day here. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll turn around and be back on trail tomorrow.